Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today the Houston Astros get crushed by the New York Mets 11-1 to start off the series and lose their fifth straight game of the fifth straight game in a row. Just terrible baseball that the Astros played today. Bad pitching, horrible hitting, and the Astros' struggles continue to happen after getting swept by the Reds, which at the same time, they are the hottest team in baseball right now. They won their 9th straight game today, so they are the hottest team in baseball. But I think the Astros made some mistakes in that series, which definitely they could have avoided being swept by the Reds, and there would not be this huge winning streak that is still alive today. The Astros played did everything right in yesterday's game, had a 5-2 lead. They were up 2-0. They're up 5-2. If they did everything right, and pitched well in yesterday's game, the Reds would still not have a win streak. And now the Reds are on a winning streak at 9, and we're at a 5-game losing streak. And it just some terrible baseball played by the Astros today. Mad Max was unbelievable today. Max Scherzer was just unbelievable for the Mets today. Scherzer was he's now, with the win, he is 6-2 in the season, went 8 innings, 1 earned run, 8 strikeouts, and 1 walk. Scherzer was unbelievable for the Mets today. And so 11-1 is the final score. This is the worst loss of the season. Before was a loss that we took to the Rangers in one of the series against the Rangers. I think we lost around, might have been 10-1 or 9-1, but this was definitely the worst loss of the season so far. And so it's final score 11-1, 14 hits for the Mets, only 5 for the Astros, and then 2 errors in the ball game, both to the Astros. Win goes to Max Scherzer, and loss goes to Hunter Brown. Hunter Brown 6-4 in the season. He's 5.2 innings pitched, 6 earned runs, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks. Now, Hunter Brown was really solid in this game for the Astros. Besides the third inning, he gave up a 5 spot in the third inning, and that was it. Next thing you know, Hunter Brown was solid the rest of his start. Gave up a hit in the 6th inning, and he didn't even give up that run in the 6th inning. The Astros ended up taking him out. Ryan Stanek gave up that single, but since Pham, who scored, was on base because of Hunter Brown, their earned run went to Hunter, but he only gave up those 5 earned runs in the 3rd inning, and after that he was okay. But it was still a really bad 3rd inning by Hunter Brown. Let's go over the scoring summary. Most of these scores are to the Mets, but I'm going to go over it quickly. Daniel Vogelbach hit a home run to right in the 3rd inning, 343 feet, 1-0. Then Marte singled to center. Beatty scored. Alvarez to second, 2-0. Then Francisco Lindor home run to right, 361 feet. Alvarez scored, and Marte scored, and it's 5-0. Then Jeff McNeil in the 6th inning hit an RBI single. Pham scored at 6-0. Then the Astros scored their first and only run on the board. Yanier Diaz, his third home run of the homestand. This was the 7th game of the homestand. He's had 3 home runs. His bat's been on fire recently, batting .273 right now. But hitting bombs left and right. Yanier Diaz hit a home run to left center, crushed it 405 feet at 6-1. But then the Mets would end up scoring quite a bit of run. The Mets would score 5 runs in the 9th inning. Lindor doubled to center. Marte scored, and Beatty scored. It's 8-1. And then Pham singled to left. Lindor scored. Alonso to second. And then Vogelbach again with the RBI single. Alonso scored, and Pham scored, and it was 11-1. And that was all given up by Shawn Dubin making his major league debut. Shawn Dubin was all right. It doesn't look good because he has a 15 year in his first outing has a 15 ERA after his first outing, but gave up 7 hits. Shawn Dubin in his major league debut pitched 3 innings, started off really nice. His first couple innings was really nice. Did well in the 7th and 8th inning. Was excellent for the Astros. Showed some really good things. Got 2 strikeouts in his first inning. He struck out Jeff McNeil and also Francisco Lindor. So, I mean, no, was it Jeff McNeil? No, it was Brandon Nimmo. He struck out Nimmo and then struck out Lindor. It wasn't McNeil that he struck out, but in his first inning in the 7th, struck out Brandon Nimmo, struck out Francisco Lindor, and his first 2 innings were really solid. But then after that, Shawn Dubin just had a terrible 9th inning. I think he gave up one or 2 hits in the first couple innings, but I think he gave up around 5 or 6 hits in the 9th inning. Gave up 7 hits in his 3 innings with 5 earned runs, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. I mean, and had pitched 65 pitches as well in 3 innings. Not that great. It was a rough major league debut, but he had his good moments in his major league debut, but he had his bad moments as well. More bad than good, but at the same time as his major league debut, playing some good hitters, and I think that he had some good moments. And the Mets lineup got a little hot on him, and then it just continued to carry on, where the Mets just kept scoring and scoring. So it was a bad outing by Shawn Dubin in this game, but I mean, he started off nice for the Astros, but besides that, it's not much. So Hunter Brown and Shawn Dubin were most of the runners. Shawn Dubin and Hunter Brown pitched mostly for the Astros today. Ryan Stanek pitched 1 out and got 1 pitch, 1 strike for Stanek, and then that was it for Ryan Stanek. So Stanek, Brown, and Dubin were the pitchers today, and that was it. So let's go over the batters for the Astros today real quick. Jose Altuve 0 for 4 in this ball game. Altuve was 0 for 4 after getting the day off yesterday. And then Bregman was 1 for 3, had a single in the 6th inning. Maldonado 2nd. Dubin would pinch hit for Altuve. He had a single in the 9th, and he had the day off today. Kyle Tucker would be 0 for 3 in this ball game, and flat out, struck out. Cesar Salazar was 0 for 1, grounded out into double play in the 9th inning. He was pinch hitting for He was pinch hitting for Bregman, and then Abreu was 0 for 3 as well. Ground out, strikeout, fly out. Greg Kistner would end up pinch hitting for him in the 9th inning, where Greg Kistner gets a walk. Hey, Greg Kistner, he hasn't been great for the Astros in his limited at-bats. He's only had 10 at-bats, or maybe 10 or 11 at-bats now, and he's been solid. He's only had 1 hit, but he's had a couple. I think he's had around 2 or 3 walks for the Astros. He's been solid, but had another walk today for the Astros. And then Yanier Diaz would be the final at-bat for the Astros, where Yanier Diaz would ground into a fielder's choice in the 9th inning. But Yanier Diaz was 1 for 4 in this ball game with a home run to center in the 7th inning. So that was it for Yanier Diaz. Chas McCormick was 0 for 3, fouled out, struck out, grounded out. Jeremy Pena was 1 for 3, got the first hit for the Astros in this ball game with a 3rd inning single to right. And then besides that, Jeremy was 1 for 3. Jake Myers was 0 for 2. Jake had an 8th inning walk, but that was it for Jake Myers. And Martin Maldonado hit a 6th inning single to center. So that was it for the Astros hitting in this ball game. Really tough loss for the Astros today. Hopefully the Astros are going to be able to bounce back tomorrow. I feel like tomorrow should be the Astros' day where they end this 5-game losing streak. If you want to end a 5-game losing streak, if you want to end a 5-game losing streak, the perfect pitcher on the mound the perfect pitcher to end a 5-game losing streak to be on the mound for you is Framber Valdez. Great pitching matchup tomorrow. I'm so excited for tomorrow's game for the Astros. tomorrow you got Framber on the mound trying to end a 5-game losing streak. You have facing against Framber Valdez, Justin Verlander. Justin Verlander's first start against the Astros since he left the Astros last offseason. So tomorrow's going to be a really fun matchup for the Astros. Hopefully the Astros can lose. Hopefully the Astros can end their 5-game losing streak tomorrow. Hopefully. It's concerning playing some crappy baseball in these last 4 games, but I can't come up with an excuse in this ball game besides terrible baseball. I can't come up with an excuse in the last series for the Astros against the Reds. Just not only bad baseball, but the Reds being the hottest team in baseball right now. In that case, you can excuse some besides terrible mistakes by the Astros in that series against the Reds. Move on from the sweep, but this loss was just terrible for the Astros, and hopefully we'll be able to move on and try to end this losing streak tomorrow against the Mets, where the Astros face former ace for themselves, Justin Verlander. It's going to be fun to see JV play against the Astros. He knows this team well. We'll see how that game is tomorrow. I'm excited. But you guys have your thoughts on the game for today, and peace out. Go Astros.